Ike Ekweremadu.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleagues. Let me start by again commending Mr. President for the timely presentation of the budget for 2020. I must also commend the National Assembly leadership for their commitment on our behalf on early passage of the 2020 appropriation bill. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I've looked at the budget and its presentation, and I'm pleased with the emphasis on road sector development and a marginal increase in the allocation to the Human Rights Commission. These are indeed very commendable steps. Mr. President, my dear colleagues, the President had done his job by presentation of the appropriation bill pursuant to Section 81 of the Constitution. Now the job is left with us to now consider this bill and make appropriate adjustments. But we must be conscious of the fact that whatever is the final outcome must be our own product. We cannot blame Mr. President or anybody else if we fail in this responsibility of adjusting the proposal where necessary. And once we are able to pass the budget, the next is implementation. At that implementation level, we are also involved, because it becomes our responsibility under our powers oversight to ensure a judicious application of our revenues. But it does not end there, Mr. President. I think we have additional responsibility to ensure that we are not just trying to see how we share the cakes, but also how to bake more cakes. I do believe that in order to ensure full implementation of this budget, we must also emphasize revenue generation, certainly not at the expense of our ordinary people of Nigeria. While we try to increase revenue, I believe that there are other strategic areas which we need to emphasize instead of just taxation, which ends up punishing the ordinary people of Nigeria. Mr. President, there's need for us to plug all the leakages, and I'm happy that the federal government is now clear on their position on IPs, that every federal government agency and the civil service of the Federation must be captured under the IPs.
Chief Whip, did you say 56.5? Okay. Your point of order is sustained. Please, we have senators who are not in their seats.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, Mr. President, I know that years ago, when you found yourself on the side of the divide, I can imagine what you'll be saying a day like this. I want to assure you that we're not going to take all those lessons from you. We'll do as much as possible to moderate our contributions. But I know what you would have done about a day like this. Now, Mr. President, I think too that we need to ensure that every government agency will now be part and parcel of IPs and also follow the DSA regime. Today, most government agencies are out of it, and that is not a good thing to do. We must ensure that that happens so that all leakages are plugged. I'm happy that we are dealing with the profit sharing arrangement under the petroleum sector industry. And I do hope that we will not stop there. We need to ensure that we are able to plug all the other leakages in the oil and gas sector. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, we need also to unbundle the road sector administration, the power sector, especially generation and distribution, also the downstream of oil and gas, to allow the private sector to participate so that we're able to generate more revenue and create more jobs for our people. Of course, we need to show more interest in the mineral sector development. In Africa, especially in Central Africa and Southern Africa, most of the countries there are dependent on solid mineral. And I have it on good authority that we have as much solid mineral, if not more, than some of these countries. But they have just shown less interest in developing this solid mineral. I expected to see emphasis on this in the President's speech or probably in the details of the budget, but I have not seen this. So we need to remove so much emphasis on oil and gas and see what we can do to take advantage of all the deposits of the solid mineral in our country. I also believe, sir, that there must be sufficient transparency and efficiency in stamp duty administration. A lot of revenues are locked there, and if we do as much as we can to transparent and efficient, we can generate more revenue from stamp duties. Now, this takes me also to the PIB deal.
You can round up.
Is that government has not been showing sufficient interest in the review and reform of the oil industry legal regime. I do hope that this time they will show more interest, because those people who are benefiting from what it is now were always frustrated. So I think that they need to do something about that. The exchange rate put at 305 naira to a dollar. Of course, we know that it's not realistic. Nobody gets dollar at 305 anywhere. So for every dollar we earn, we now discover that the states, the local government and the federal government are losing about 60 naira for every dollar. Because if we are able to use the actual rate in the management of our federation account, that means that more money will be available to both the states, the federal and the local government. And of course, I've looked at the VAT, the increase in VAT. I believe that in doing so, we should not just be listing those items that are exempted, but we should show emphasis on the portable items. Because if you just do a list of those that are exempted, then more is hidden that we have been shown. Now, in conclusion, Mr. President, I do believe that we cannot continue in a situation where we spend more money in debt management than in our capital budget. This is happening for the first time, and it's very scary, and we need to do something about it. And of course, in the distribution of all the capital projects in this country, emphasis must be made on even distribution and equitable distribution, so that we're able to ensure peace, because when there's peace, there will definitely be development. So I thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, former Deputy President of the Senate. And you will agree with me that when I sat on that side for 8 years, I gave complete and total support to the administration of that period. And therefore, we don't expect anything less. We never criticize you until it was necessary to do so. You know, we cooperated fully.